Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with Season 1, Episode 5 of Percy Jackson. Last we saw, we got I Plunge to My Death, and at the very end, we see that Percy can now breathe underwater. This jellyfish-looking thing that sounds like his mom, I don't know if it was, like, his mother in the form of a creature, or the essence of his mother speaking to him. All we have to know is, right now, he got stuck underwater, he could breathe. She said, trust your father, trust yourself. I kind of thought this earlier. I was saying, is it possible that Poseidon is misunderstood, that he can't intervene and he doesn't want to do something to jeopardize the greatness that is Percy Jackson? So I can't just assume he's a bad father till we know all the circumstances. I mean, we found out a lot of crazy shit already. The last episode might be my favorite yet. We got to see the Chimera. We even had Akinda. I went and looked it up. Am I saying that right? Akinda? I think that's how they said it. I just watched Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for a reaction on Patreon, and in that, Knuckles is part of Akinda. And apparently this is a thing that has come up often. I just didn't recognize the spelling or the pronunciation or something. But she was involved. Chimera was involved. That is how Percy fell from the top of the arch into the water. Grover had some issues with the way his kind was treated in the museum. Annabeth might be my favorite. Percy's great. Don't get me wrong. Percy's great. But Annabeth is solid. I like her acting, but let's just jump in because it just hit 9 o'clock and it is or actually it's a little after. What am I talking about? Let's jump in, refresh the screen. Hopefully it's not delayed. We got 40 minutes. It's in the middle. Oh my God, is that Edge? In the thumbnail, did they just ruin?
Back in Jersey, I told you the Oracle said this quest would fail.
Back in Jersey? I'm pretty sure that was Edge, the wrestler. And I kind of feel like they spoiled it in the thumbnail, who I'm also guessing is either Hades or Ares. Oh my God,
dude,
the one in the middle is
right
from
at us.
American Horror Story. Annabeth's just too strong, and Percy is the main lead. She actually wasn't sure. How funny is that? She's like, I'm sure he's alive.
You're not as dead as we thought you'd be.
Surprise.
The police think that we crashed an Amtrak train and then did that.
I feel like anybody looking for us, we are sticking out like sore thumbs.
You guys didn't steal the Master Bolt.
That sounds like a motorcycle, and the image
we're not
was
just trying to retrieve a thing.
who I think was Edge.
I can choose to do anything I want.
Let's not be talking.
Need some help? I asked if you could use some help.
That is Edge.
Nope.
That is a
No, we're good.
nice coat.
As your big cousin, I feel like maybe I want to give you a hand. Zeus sent all of his kids out looking for the Master Bolt too. There's a halfway decent diner up the road. If you want my help, you'll meet me there.
He's got a sweet-ass Harley Davidson. I mean, that is an awesome
That's
coat.
my cousin.
So your quest?
A kid that messed up, what wouldn't he do?
I'm gonna kill him.
I knew I was gonna like you. See, years before I was born, my grandpa Kronos ate my aunts and uncles.
We're completing this quest.
He's
We're stopping
thriving
this war.
when war is. I mean,
You
that's
said
his
you could
thing.
help.
There's an amusement park up the road. You get me my shield back, and I'll get you to the underworld by lunch tomorrow. I really do
He
need
kind
that
of
shield
reminds
back.
me of
So I'm gonna keep the satyr here as collateral so you don't run off.
the guy that
What?
plays
No.
Reacher.
Okay.
Ares
Riled up,
is
get in
great.
your head, and you
He's
can't
intense,
let him-
but I
Okay.
mean, he's the god of war. What do you
Really?
expect? I think Grover has a alternative plan. I think he has a secondary plan that he's not filling us in on. Waterland, welcome.
I haven't seen a lot of horror movies.
Wait, Percy, stop!
Oh, that was...
Just
I can fit through that.
push.
I mean, I'd listen to Annabeth, but I feel like he could squeeze that. One,
What was that?
and she took
We've
a hell
met
of a
before.
risk. She's like, yeah, I kind of
Been around
assumed
a long
this is
time,
what
little
would
boy.
happen.
So what are you, like a casual World War II buff? You've seen Saving Private Ryan, have you?
I like your mellower stuff. There's something cool about overwhelming force and a quick surrender.
No one talks about those anymore.
Now Ares is totally interested. You like my work? Tell me more about yourself. I dig the creepy neon roller coasters.
Wow.
This is reminding me like Fright Fest at Six Flags. The thrill
Don't
ride.
you even try to tell me not to be
Oh,
weird about this.
Oh, great.
She was trying to keep me away from you guys.
Or was she preparing you?
Maybe she was preparing you.
Yeah, that's what I think.
So when you got to us, you be different than this.
There's a waterfall. This is like Pirates of the Caribbean or something. It's stuff like this, but not quite as violent. Jump! I'm not exactly sure what happened.
Did you just pull me out of there with that water power stuff?
Yeah, that's my best guess.
Oh, how do you start the machine?
A lot of these notes are very into like an Indiana Jones.
Was she always like that?
Who?
Your sister.
Thank you. I can't be the only one who sees it, right?
No, not at all.
I was like, I think he's gonna like that comment.
Explain the owl. She talks to it like all the time, this fat, nasty little feathered rodent.
Exactly. Like you being the one to find the lightning thief and not her.
What did you mean by that?
What?
Found the thief.
Aphrodite would be his wife. The chair is the bargain. What? Wait a minute.
Whoever goes in isn't coming out.
Is the shield just gonna drop? Is he gonna freeze there? Oh, it's gonna make him into gold in the chair.
Okay.
That's horrifying. Did you have to drop it?
Can I help you? You walk out of here with that shield, and you're a hero, on your way to the greatest glory. And all will go back to being as it always has been.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Always will be.
Eat or be eaten. Power and glory and nothing else matters. Ares is that way. Zeus is that way. My mother is that way. Maybe I was that way once. But I don't want to be that way anymore.
Was he holding his breath? I was wondering that the whole time.
You're a good kid, Annabeth. I'll put in a good word with your mom for you.
I thought I didn't think one of us would be frozen or taken or anything like that. We're here with the shield. Grover did some.
Where's our ride?
Where's our ride? Uncle or cousin? It's cousin.
You think you know who I am? And if you aren't careful, you're gonna find out.
Percy.
He's out. He's like, that was the end of my deal. We did all that, almost risked Percy's life, and he's like, yeah, get in the back of this shitty truck with all these animals.
He was holding something back.
How do you know?
I know who stole the Master Bowl.
Aha! All right, everybody, that is it for episode 5 of Percy Jackson Season 1. So at the end there, Grover was playing mind games the whole time with Ares. That is his forte. He is better at the thinking, and this is the God of War, which is hilarious. He's doing psychological warfare with the God of War, who is Edge, an old school wrestler. I'm not a big wrestler guy, first off. I don't watch a lot of wrestling, but I know wrestlers. I definitely know Edge. He was amazing. He was great. He's very comedic, very intense, very aggressive. Obviously, all these things are involving war. He just wants war. He's like, oh my God, I'm so excited. There's going to be a war. Like, people are going to die. Grover is getting in his head like, oh, I love your body of work, but I like your longer pieces where not as many people died, but you were just like in and conquered real quick and things just happened fast. No one appreciates those. And he's getting in Ares' head. And sure enough, at the end there, he confirms Athena is his sister. If I'm mistaken, you will correct me in the comments, but I think it's like Athena's his sister, and he's making fun of her fat owl rodent. Then Grover was like, yeah, and like, you know, the whole lightning thief and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, because of this and that. Something with Athena, but Athena is the mother of Annabeth. I'd have to go back and rewatch the whole thing, but I wasn't exactly sure when and where Grover would get to the bottom of whatever the heck he was trying to do. But clearly he did. Hephaestus, I never heard of that god. I've heard of everybody spoken of, Aphrodite, Athena, Hermes, Ares, all these people I've heard of. Hephaestus, I don't think I've ever heard of, and it's making me think of Seinfeld with Festivus, and he clearly had an amazing, awesome, horrific killer clown theme park where we had to trade one of us for the shield that Ares wants to give us a ride in a shitty truck filled with animals to go to Vegas so that Hermes could get us a ride in a limo to LA. We had to sacrifice Percy, and I agree with Percy. Percy's like, this is what I'm here to do, and I selected you, Annabeth, because you're not supposed to fight me back. You're supposed to agree to it and let me do this because I chose you for this reason. So he sits there, and I'm thinking, oh my God, is he suffocating in this thing? And Festivus comes out. Annabeth just preaches to the choir, basically like, yo, I ain't leaving here. I am going to stay. However you want to do this, I will fight you to the death, and I will die here with my friend, but I'm not leaving my friend. I don't care. I'm taking the shield and my friend. And I'm thinking, how is she going to win this? Well, she wins it by Festivus being like, doo-doo-doo-doo, and he plays a little Willy Wonka flute, and Percy's fine. But Percy wakes up gasping like he was suffocating in this thing. So does that mean if like it took a couple more minutes, he would have died? Or was it just like he's relieved that he's being released of this because there's probably a lot of pressure on him? Either way, we're all alive. Ares was awesome. I want a steak now because he had so many burgers and steaks. But Grover did good. Everyone did good in this episode. Percy and Annabeth had a bit of a moment, like there's more going on there than meets the eye. I feel like everybody knows their place and what they're good at and are just falling in line and doing what needs to be done to get to the end goal here. So there are 3 episodes left. I'm going to go edit this up. You guys let me know what you would think. If you're enjoying this, thank the Dude JB. The Dude JB is the reason we're watching this show. Full unedited versions on Patreon, hundreds of other movies and shows. Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, The New Fiona and Cake, Rick and Morty Season 7 just ended. We're doing True Detective Season 4 in a couple days. It starts. Check in the description, full unedited versions of everything. If not, comments down below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.